Continuing my favorite pastime of all, I am back here again to complete our JavaScript series, and and I am fully determined that in this session I am going to complete the function section at least of the following. And let's move it aside and open our Firefox, sticking it to the left side, navigating to the gigsforgig.org, and here doing the page down stuff, opening JavaScript, and along with opening our favorite note taking app, that is VS Code. And this is for a reason because it allows us to test the code in the playground as well and creating notes side by side. It also has a full bash terminal. What can be much more best than the VS Code itself? Along with that, before starting and continuing this video, I'm going to encourage you guys to use the extension like jump cutter in order to speed up these kind of videos where the content is sparsely populated between the timeline. So without any further ado, let's navigate to our JavaScript lastly read topics. The function generator. When I was learning Python, this was also a very interesting topic about generator, which I not get greatly at that time. But now it's time to see this thing again, and this time in JavaScript iteration. So JavaScript function generator uses the yield keyword to generate values, pausing execution and sending values to the caller. It retains the state to resume execution after yield, continuing immediately after the last yield run. Okay, a generator object. Generator functions returns a generator object. Generator objects are used either by calling the next method on the generator object or using the generator object in a for off loop. The generator object is returned by generating function. It conforms to both iterable protocol and iterator protocol. I got nothing in my mind and I still didn't get anything. Let's see actual what the code is doing. So we are the syntax follows this protocol. We have function with an asterisk in it and then the function name. Okay. This generate function generates three different numbers in three calls. Okay, the first call yields this, then dot next yields 20, and then next iteration it calls yields 30. This example code prints infinite series of natural numbers using simple generator. Okay, function asterisk. Next natural. Let the natural number be 1. While true, yield natural number plus. So we are redefining or incrementing the natural number variable here. So 1 in next run it will become 2. Then let gen equal to next natural. We are calling the next natural. Okay. And here we are defining a loop in order to generate dot next dot value. Okay. Let's run it in our own test machine to see how it actually working. Let's run it. And here we are getting a number from 1 to 10. Console.log. If I want to pass on next string. So if I surround these values inside of a double quote and enclose in curly braces starting with a dollar sign, then if I write ever anything it will act as f string in Python. So we can say the ite the iteration reveals this. And if I run the code again, The first iteration reveal this. The first, the second iteration, the third iteration, fourth iteration. Okay, now the whole thing becomes an string. So I can safely remove the space here and run the function again. The first iteration reveals this, second this, third this. Let's study the infinite generation function. While true, yield natural number plus plus. So with every incrementation, we are increasing the natural number count by 1. Okay. This example of how to manually return from a generator. Okay. We have an array. We are defining a generator function asterisk generator array. Okay. Let I is equal to 0. While I is less than array length, yield array I plus plus. Okay. We can do it return to finish the generator. Will it run? Let's see. And this is the reason why I prefer on my own machine, because it is much faster on the bare metal. And if I run it again, and we are getting no output, constant generator. Okay. Console.log it. Now object generator, we are getting an object generator. Okay, so we are not getting. Okay, it dot return. Let's see if we are getting anything. Value undefined, done true. Okay, and if I pass it dot return here and comment out this line, will it run again? No, still not. We are not getting any output. It'll pause the generator execution, run the returns the value of the expression which is written after the yield keyword. Okay, yield star. It writes over the operand and return each value after done. And actually, I didn't get this code, so let's copy it. Go to our Bing chat. Start with a new chat, and let's see. With a generator function, calling it.return will terminate the generator and return the value provided to the return. By default, it returns the object with value set to undefined and done set to true. So if you log it, you will get a return something like value undefined and done true. This essentially indicates the generator has been closed. Okay. What was the purpose of this code? And that tells the element from array one by one iteration while looking at the kill in of the array. Okay, it returns used to prematurely terminate the generator. Okay, e dot return. Okay, and if I don't run the it dot return, and if I run it again, there's still nothing is produced. So I actually still I didn't get it. I think we have to play quiz. Okay, and if I copy this again and run it our bare metal, let's run it. We are getting 1. Okay, then we are getting A, B and C. Okay, we are yielding star. Let's ask GPT what yield risk means. Actually, I'm loving this font. Yield star is used to delegate to another generator iterable. It's like saying, hey, I will yield you everything in the another generator or iterable yield. It allows for a cleaner or modular generator function. Okay. Okay. Hold for let value of generator function console.log value. Let value of generator. Okay. Yield star generator A. Okay. 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 Now I see it. Next, another way to create an iterable. Star symbol dot iterator function yield ABC. Let value of creator or your own iterable console.log value. Okay. Return from a generator function. Let it equal to a generator. Okay. Console.json dot stringify it dot next. A done false. Value result done true. Okay. And it finish up to the result. Why? Why B is not being yielded in this function? Let's see. I copy it and paste it to our Bing and ask it. Oh, okay. Oh, I got it. We have a return here, and just after encountering the return, the function quits itself. Hence, the B is not being yielded yet. Now I got it. How to throw an exception from the generator? Function asterisk generator throw new error occurred const it equal to generator it dot next. Okay, we are purposefully creating an error. Throw new error. Okay, calling a generator from another generator. Okay, function asterisk first generator is oh I'm very sorry yield 2 yield 3 and second generator yield the first generator. And the value of second generator. Yes, we have already seen this same for question. Actually, and here it is. And in example 9, we will try to give yield and generator function. Okay, for each value, yield value output. I'm missing after the argument list. Okay, but why we are getting syntax error? Limitation: you can't yield inside a callback in a generator. And let's ask chat how to fix it. How to fix? Okay, callback function. Let value of an array yield value. Okay, what was the callback function in the provided code? The callback function is the function passed to the for each method. Okay. I'm also noticing that the chat GPT or the Bing chat is using this lithographical elements like creation of new elements while joining the one or more two keywords. So basically it's an upgrade. Okay. These are functions serving as callback for each. However, you can't use yield within the callback function directly. For loop, you can correctly utilize the yield in context. Okay, cool stuff, right? Next, using a sync generator for API calls. Const first promise. Return new promise, resolve reject. Set timeout, resolve once for one, and we have timeout for 5000 millisecond, for example 5 seconds. Okay, second function, resolve 2 for 3 seconds. Const first promise result equal to await first promise. We are running the first promise here. Yield first promise result and const. Okay, second promise, and then we are yielding second promise result. And for let it equal to generator, for await, let value of it console.log value. Good. They are memory efficient as lazy evaluation takes place. That is, it delays the evaluation of an expression until its value is needed. JavaScript use case generator. Writing generators is a Redux saga. JavaScript async await implementation with promises and generator. And I'm thinking that I slightly forgetting the promise, the chapter that we discussed regarding the promise. And I'm very sure that it will be continued in promise. I think we have a lot to cover and we have a lot of time. So let's continue. But before moving any further, let's have a quiz over this. Quiz किया रे, ये log out. Copying the prompt, moving to ChatGPT, pasting it. Wait a second. Yeah, paste it. What keyword is to define a generator function in JavaScript? Function asterisk. Is hence B would be the right answer. Right on. Generator function can be paused and resumed using the yield symbol. Yes, can be terminated using mm, a return statement. Correct. Generators can indeed be paused and resumed with yield and terminated using return. What is the generator that yield a number through 1 to 5? Okay. Function asterisk generator and this is not the task I'm gonna do with myself because I had to open another instance of ChatGPT. Okay, I paste it, logged out. For I in range 1 to 6, yield I. Okay, generator function. Will it work? Def number generator. 1 second. It's in Python. I want JS because there I get caught by this thing. Function asterisk number generator for I is equal to 12. Okay, yield I. 1 second. It didn't work. Did I copied it? Yes, I copied it again. And if I pasted it, yes. Mm, I think if I remove this div, create. 1 second. Okay, okay. Uh, okay, since I have removed the div, we are not going to get any pop-up. Good. It's up the generator function will deliver perfectly. So function asterisk number generator for this yield I. Okay. Next. Calling next on a generator function will restart the generator from the beginning. False. Actually, there is a song going going between through my mind, and I want you guys to listen to that because that's such a catchy jazz kind of song from a band that is not known for its jazz compositions. The same band, Pink Floyd, and the song is Santhrope. And I just advise you to listen it for a single time, and you will love how uh, what the swing type of rhythm feels to it. It's actually it's been popping in my mind. Specifically, a line that I want to search for the lyrics and I sing it to you. I will if the moment get uncontrolled. But let's continue the quiz. What else does the each keyword do in generator function? Stops the execution, returns a value, ends the generator permanently, declares a new, restart the generator from beginning. Does it yield restarts the generator from the beginning? No. Does it stops execution and returns a value? No. And neither it ends the function permanently or nor it is used to declare new variable. You tell me what to do. You tell me what it does. When yield is called within a generator, it pauses the function and returns the value. The function then can be resumed again after where it left off. Okay. Create a generator function called Fibonacci that yields the Fibonacci sequence indefinitely. Let's see how that kind of function works. Function Fibonacci. Okay. Let a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 1. While everything is true, yield a. Okay. Then we are going to update the a. So a comma b is equal to b. A now becomes b and the b will become the sum of a and b. Okay. Will it work? What does it mean by textbook? What do you mean by textbook imply Mentation. Let's be no. I was just asking the solution from chat GPT. Okay, so it doesn't have any problem with that. Okay, now moving to the function binding. In JavaScript, function binding happens when we use the bind method. With this method, we can bind an object to a common function. Okay, so that the function gives different result when needed. Otherwise, it gives the same result or gives an error when while the code is executing. We use the bind method to call a function with this value. This refers to the object it is belonged to. The exact value of this depends on how a function is called. In a method, this represents the object that the method was called on, while in regular function, it typically refers to global object. In case of a browser environment, it's the window object. In this example, these keywords bind the name variable to the function. It is also known as default binding. Okay, okay, okay. Next, in this example, the binding of this is lost, so no output is being produced. Print geeks.print function. So we are getting undefined. Sure, we'll be getting undefined. Next, in this example, we are using the bind method. In the previous example, the bind method creates a new function where what? Where this keyword refers to the parameter in the parenthesis, and this way the bind method enables calling a function with a specified this value. Okay. Four. In this example, actually, sorry, I didn't understand. Geek.print function dot bind. Okay, binding it to geek. So in this section, uh, we are actually fixing the scope of the function. So we are fixing it at to or until the geek function. So in this thing or in this syntax, this is getting resolved to the name. Okay. In this example, there are three objects, and each time we call each object by using the bind method. Okay. Print value console.log this dot name contributes about this dot article or plus br. Okay. uh, dot bind to gig 1, gig 2, and gig 3. Okay, so instead of passing the things as parameter, we are using this and we are binding this to a different variable. Okay, good. And I think we have done with this. Let's play quiz with it. Stay logged out. Copying this. Move it to a more fancier. Which method is used to bind a function to a specific this value? Call, apply, bind, connect. It's a big brain moment since the question is implying the answer. The bind method creates new function allowing you to set this value and pass arguments in advance. Uh, the bind method creates new function allowing you to set this value and pass arguments in advance. Yes. Explain what bind does to a function in JavaScript. How does it differ from call and apply? It predominantly sets the this to the output of the function changes accordingly. After the quiz, we are going to have a little hydration break. Okay. And the explanation seems too nice to me, so I am gonna narrate it. The bind method indeed sets the this value to the one provided, creating a new function with that this context logged in. Unlike call and apply, which invokes the function immediately with a specified this value and argument. Bind does not immediately execute the function, it simply returns a new value with the bound this value. Okay. Which of the following scenarios is the function binding especially useful? Function binding especially useful. Event handling in browser, implementing callbacks, creating method in OOPS, or all of the above. And I think it is useful in all of the above scenario. Using bind method can improve performance by reducing amount of time spent searching for a correct true. Using bind does not necessarily improve the form, but it ensures correct context which can be okay, okay. Uh, Write a function greet that uses bind to create new function greet person. The function should always greet John. Okay, there's a twist in this question. Let's copy the question and paste it to our chat GPT. Let's hello. Create a new function. Add greets always John. Okay. Create a new function that always greets John. Okay. Greet dot bind null comma John. If I copied the code over, one second. If I press Ctrl Shift Escape, it's open Task Manager. But for the Firefox, but why we are passing null here? Why we are passing null as argument to bind? Okay, and I think this thing needed to be in my notes. Okay, so how we are using bind? We are using bind as the first context, and the second will become the default context. But before diving any deeper, time to hydrate oneself. Okay, so the hydration begins. I will also request you guys to hydrate too. Let's see. 34 minutes have been passed in this video. I still didn't feel good or complete by drinking that amount of butter. I need more. Felt it. I have already felt it. Sorry. Pausing the stream for a while. I got a cough in between my drinking. So I have to pause the video. But never mind. Let's continue our thing. So this chatbot is inciting me to try more JavaScript questions. Let's begin. Okay. Ask. False. It doesn't. Explains the different call apply when. Same question. Okay. So if I say it that it's the same question, it started giving me a refresher. Okay. 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 Never mind. Let's continue to the next one. Async await. Async and await in JavaScript is used to simplify handling of asynchronous operation using promises. By enable asynchronous code to appear synchronous, they enhance code readability, making it easier to manage complex asynchronous flow. Okay? The asynchronous async function used to allow to write a promise-based code at if it earns asynchronous, that as if it were synchronous. This ensures that the execution thread is not blocked. Promise handling. A sync function always return a promise. If a value is returned that is not a promise, JavaScript automatically wraps it in resolve promise. Okay. So the async syntax. Async function, my function, return hello. Here we can see the basic use of async in a JavaScript. But where is the await? The await keyword is used to wait for a promise to resolve. It can only be used within a async block. Execution pause. Await makes the code wait until the promise returns a result, allowing for a cleaner and more manageable asynchronous code. Let value is equal to await promise. We are console logging the 1 data, console logging the 2. 1, 2, and then we are getting the data. The async keyword transforms a regular JavaScript function to a asynchronous function, causing it to return a promise. The await keyword is used inside a sync function to pause its execution and wait for a promise to resolve before continuing. And we are getting examples regarding async and await. So in order to artificially delay, what we are using is to use set timeout. Actually, we are delaying the output with 1 second here. Okay. The first promise, new promise, resolve reject, and resolve to hello. Second promise, which is also a new promise, resolve reject, which is set timeout to resolve geek for geeks. Combined promises, promise dot all, an array of first promise and second promise. Return combined promise. Async function display. Let data equal to await asynchronous operation operational method console.log data. Hello, geek for geek. Okay, so this combined promise actually passes an array of both with the data of both the promises, the first promise and second promise. Okay. Next is promise creation. Two promises are created. One resolved immediately with hello and other resolves after 1 second with geek for geek. Combining promises, promise.all method combines both promise into a single promise called combined underscore promise. Next is asynchronous function. Display function is declared as asynchronous, indicating it contains asynchronous operations. Awaiting prompt resolution. The await keyword pauses execution until the combined promise is resolved, and after that, result will be logged to the console. We can also use error handling in async await. Okay, resolve and reject. When using an asynchronous task is completed successfully, reject when user asynchronous task fail, providing the reason for a failure. So what we're gonna do is use catch method, try and catch block. Avoids callback hell. This thing caught my eye. Async and await prevent nested callbacks and complex promise chains, making the code more linear and readable. Okay, better debugging. Debugging async await code is more intuitive since it behaves similarly to synchronous code. Okay, I think this topic is much more better understood if I simply ask the copilot, teach me every I need to know about think and wait in JS. What happened? Move to end. Okay. Let's jump into the world of async and await in JavaScript. Asynchronous program. JavaScript is single thing, threaded means it can execute code live. However, some tasks like fetching data take time. We don't want to interface while it's wait. So that's where asynchronous programming some comes in. Promise. Before diving into its crucial to understand, promise is an object representing the eventual completion of feature of a synchronous operation. Promise equal to new promise, resolve reject, set timeout, resolve done after 1,000. Promise dot then result equal to console dot result done after 1 second. Okay. Async function make working with promise easier. Async function always returns a promise. Here's a simple example. Fetch data, data fetched. With a simple function, but we have written async in front of it. Okay. Fetch data dot then data console log dot data data fetched. Okay. Await keyword. Inside a async function, you can use the await to pause execution until a promise is resolved. So async function fetch data, let response equal to await fetch this API. Then data equal to await response.json. Okay. And then console.log. Okay. You can handle errors in async function using the try catch block. Okay. You can run multiple async operations in parallel using promise.all. Okay. I need a class in promises to it as quickly as possible. Promises is an object representing the eventual completion or failure of an asynchronous operation, think of it as a placeholder for the future value. Creating a promise. Let promise equal to new promise. Resolve reject. If success, resolve. Else reject error. Promise have three states: pending, fulfilled, rejected. Ending promise. The then and catch block handle promises. Then result is logged to the console, and catch error. Error is logged to the console. You can chain promise to create asynchronous operation. Do something, then result do something else, then new result do third thing, new result, and catch. Promise dot all. Wait for all promise state to resolve or any to reject. Promise dot trace. Wait for the first promise to resolve or reject. Quick recap. Creation using new promise states, pending, fulfilled, rejected. Real life uses of promise. Promises are widely used in real world application, especially for handling asynchronous operation. Here's an example involving fetching data from an API. Okay, then response, okay. On your network response was okay. Return response.json, okay. Using function to get weather for London. Then data, okay. In this wall of code, what we are doing is we are using a function authenticate users with credentials, return fetch method post json.stringify credentials content type application json. Okay, we are getting the user details. Okay, and we are using the function authenticate user password, then authentication response console.log authentication successful, and return fetch user details, simulating delay. Okay. Okay, I think we need some practical in it. Not just quiz is enough for to get the async and await under the roof. And finally, hosting in JavaScript must be the easiest topic of all that we are going to read today. Let's study the hosting. JavaScript hosting is the behavior where the interpreter moves function and variable declarations to the top of their respective scope before executing the code. This allows variables to be accessed before declaration, and I have enough of hosting. So let's quickly surf through this. Default behavior, move to the regardless of the declaration of it can be declaration is hosted, not initialized. Allows calling a function before their declaration. All variables and functions declarations are processed before any code execution. Undeclared variables are implicitly created as global variables when assigning a value. JavaScript allocates memory for all variables and functions defined in the program before execution. Okay. Sequence of variable declaration. Where declaration, then initialization, then uses. Okay. How since our JavaScript allows both declare and initialize values, can declare and initialize at same time. Okay. It is global scope. Code hoist. A big reference. B is not defined. Okay. And if just uses the let keyword, then it belongs to the mm, function scoped or the block scope, because I'm if I remember correctly, uh, The when var is declared inside a function, it's only accessible within that function. And just after that, I also learned that when we use the let, it is usually the block scoped. Okay. Oh, let ask the GPT find the scope of B in the following. The B is declared using let, which means it is limited to block, which is defined in this case the function code hoist. This is void. The console of B also gives a reference error. Okay, give me the scope of all. Let const and var. Let and const are block scope. When they are accessible within the block statement, a block is defined by curly braces. Okay. Var is a function scope. Okay. When let accounts declare top level of they are not added to global window where var declarations are at the top level are. Okay. This needed be added to this side of. Okay. Undefined. Cannot access. Okay. And another most favorite line. This line. This line actually complements this. Both let and const are block scoped, meaning they are only accessible within the contents of block statement or expression, and block is defined by curly braces. Good. Now JavaScript var hoisting. When it is compared to the let const, let make use of var and see how hoisting work. In the above code example, variables declared with the var are hoisted but not initialized, resulting in undefined when accessed before declaration. Variable declared with let or const do not exhibit this behavior, but the interpreter sees this differently. The above code is sent like this. Okay. 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 Now I have a fun idea. Okay. If I copy this to our test file, Control A, Control V. Okay. I think I am not able to copy it. Control C. Move it, paste it, and we got an error here. The name is deprecated. Okay. Run it and we are getting undefined as per example. But if I just move it to the top, and if I still run the same, now we are getting the name Mukul. I think he may be the author of the following article. Let's see. Actually, the name is not mentioned here. Never mind. Now, the following code can be broken as this: var name and name is equal to Harsh. And if I copy this line and paste it and run, first it is undefined, then it is hers, because here the declaration is being happening. Okay. Also, if the function is used as an expression, we try to access it before the assignment, an error will occur and the declaration are hoisted. Okay. We have already seen multiple times that the hosting happens to the function declaration, not the function expression. Actually, the expression is just the function behind a variable name. Let's have a quiz with it. It is going to be a quick quiz, and soon I will be making a video regarding how I would write a description for my videos using tools like Gemini, which can watch my videos for me and in order to generate a description. That will be a topic on my second channel because I haven't posted on it for a while. And I am also going to make generate a thumbnail, and because it's already 11:13, I might post it later, but first upload this video. So what does the JavaScript hoist to the top of its scope? I think C. No, I'm sure about C in this one. The variable initialize the hosted along with declaration. Yes, you just said that. Oh, variable expression is hosted by the initialization or notice when variable are undefined with line when they are assigned and a value is executed. Okay. So only this thing, this part of code is hoisted, and their initialization is not. So it is declaration is called declare declaration and is hoisted. It is called initialization and is not hoisted. Okay. What will happen if the following code is executed? Console.log foo var foo undefined. Function expression hosted. No. False. What will be the output of the following code? Hosted var hosted 5, console.log hosted var. First undefined, then 5. Actually, we have just experimented that thing. So somehow this chat GPT is reading my mind, or the code on running on the computer, or it might be not. Let's say function declaration are hosted with their body. No, 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 no. Okay. I got confused the function and variable because as I've just written. So the function declaration is hosted in its entirety, but not the variable declaration is happening entirety. Only the declaration is hosted while the initialization is not hosted. But it is not the same case in the case of JavaScript. Describe what will happen with the code and why. Test host message undefined, then okay. So the quiz has been finished right now, and before moving to my second program for the video, I'm gonna pause and stop the video here and let you guys see on the next channel, on my second channel. So let's time to upload all these things and time to pause the recording and stop the recording. So see you guys, bye.